Boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in to the Big Honker podcast. This is our weekly pick'em, kind of a bonus episode, a little behind the scenes cut type stuff. So thank you for tuning in. You need to go check out our sponsors. Go check out Boss Shot Shells. You'll never go back to shooting anything else. Pacific Calls, Dive Bomb Industries, Dirty Duck Coffee, Shin Gear, MLR Graphics, Looking Glass Podcast, Lucky Duck, Ducks Unlimited, Double T British Kennels, Mossberg, Hemp Hill Farms, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, and Stanfield Outfitters. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker podcast brought to you by Ducks Unlimited. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Week 10.
When are we going to get our music back that we get here?
I don't know.
Ever?
Maybe not.
I miss it. Kind of thumped and got me right into the stiff.
Gotcha.
With us today from the Motor City Madman, the new Motor City Madman, Logan Buehler. Logan, how are you doing?
Good.
Do you like being called Yoder?
I do.
Do you get that at home now from people?
Some people.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're listening to the podcast. They know you're Yoder.
Yeah.
Because now I have customers all the time refer to you as Yoder.
We want Yoder.
The Amish kid.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, you're my
Big Lions
my
guy.
favorite Amish guy that's here, and big Lion fan. Big Lion fan.
You got a lot to be proud of. They're a good team this year. I think
Legit Super Bowl contenders. Legit.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
Why? Who do you think that's better than them in the NFC?
Eagles.
he just watches history, Jeff.
Yeah.
He knows.
They're legit. They got a good defense. Aiden Hutchinson is a very, very good solid football player. That Rodrigo, the linebacker's good.
Yep.
Y'all got a good team. Y'all's problem is y'all trade a lot with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And the Eagles have a very good team too.
Yeah.
I don't think the Eagles have played very well this year, but they just keep winning.
Yeah.
I think Dallas is a legit Super Bowl team, and I think San Francisco. I think for those four teams, the only teams in the NFC that have a chance.
What about the Chiefs?
I think they're very, very, very good. They're great on defense. They have a great quarterback. They have a great tight end, and that's about it.
That's all the good you can say about them.
Well, I mean, they're very good. I mean, there's no doubt they win games they're supposed to win. They don't lose. Other than Denver beating their ass, they usually don't lose to teams that. I mean, they got beat by Detroit. Detroit's a good football team,
Right.
but I don't think Kansas City's a Super Bowl team this year.
Who do you think it is in the AFC?
As much as I hate to say this, absolutely hate to say this, because all I've done is ripped on this guy for the last 4 years. Baltimore Ravens. They have a great defense, and they can run the ball. And when you get into the sloppy after Thanksgiving football, you have to be able to run the football. They can run the ball. The Eagles can run the ball. Detroit runs the ball. Kansas City can't run the ball. The Dallas Cowboys cannot run the ball. Do you know Tony Pollard has not scored a touchdown since week 1?
Doesn't surprise me.
Terrible. I drafted him. I was so proud of that. I thought, well, he's going to be good. Fucker's terrible.
We have a video going viral right now on Facebook. 500,000 views. Pat myself on the back a little bit.
This must be something really bad about me.
No.
Okay, good.
It was a video with Cam Smith. Mm-hmm. But everybody thinks he's Harrison Smith.
Oh, they do?
So
Good deal.
I'm not going to tell him.
Yeah. That's an ex-Minnesota player, not a current one.
I guess. So
Yeah, Harrison Smith plays safety for Minnesota.
no, I know, but I'm just not going to tell him.
No. Well, good for them then. Hope everybody in Minnesota, what they say,
Skull.
skull. Yeah, skull it. But
Whoops.
what do you think, Logan? What do you think the Chiefs are like this year?
We beat them, so
But do you think they're as good as they have been the last couple of years?
no.
I think they flipped. They're a great defensive team this year, and they're not near as good offensively.
Yeah.
They're doing Patrick Mahomes like Aaron Rodgers got done by Green Bay
Well, do you want to know why?
because he's got that huge, massive quarterback
Got a
contract.
big deal. You can't pay anybody else.
They miss. I don't give a shit what Ricky Keller says. They miss Tyreek Hill. I mean, they do. He took the whole top off of that defense, and they don't have that now. Let's be honest. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, and they're champs. I'm not taking none of that away from them. They got a lot of questionable calls in the playoff games that helped them a lot. And some boneheaded plays by a linebacker from Cincinnati. Jalen Hurts put the ball on the ground, and they scored a defensive touchdown. So they got the breaks to win the Super Bowl. Most teams that win Super Bowl get some breaks. But I just do not think they're near as good as they have been the last couple of years. Cincinnati's really coming on at the right time.
They do every year. There's the Chiefs. So it's 21-20, lost to the Lions, 17-9 to the Jags, 41-10. That's kind of what you expect with the Chiefs. 35-plus points.
Yeah, but Chicago could probably get beat by some fucking small high school teams. They're
and
terrible.
then it's 23-20. That game
They should have got beat by the Jets.
should have got beaten that game. 27-20.
Another one, big officials helped them.
19-8. 31. There's a kind of a Chiefs game that you expect to see. And then 24-9. Broncos.
Well, they haven't scored. Go back. They scored 41 points against the Bears.
Yeah.
That's the only time they've scored more. Well, they scored 31 against the Chargers here, and they scored 33 in preseason, I guess. So that's it. They have not scored 30 points other than the game against the Bears, and they scored 31 against the Chargers. I mean, hell, they've scored under 20. They scored 19 against the Broncos. They scored 9 against the Broncos.
No, 19.
No, they scored 9.
9, yeah.
They scored 17 against the Jaguars. They're just not an offensive football team no more.
Yeah.
They're a defensive team. But if I had to put money on someone to go back to Super Bowl, it'd be sure hard to bet against Mr. Mahomes. But I do not think they're the Super Bowl team in the AFC.
Monday night, Eagles, Chiefs. No, that's not right. They're off this week. Next week.
Yeah, the next week they play. That'd be good. We were just talking about the Monday night game. The Sunday and Monday night games are trash this game. All right, let's get into this. Tonight, the great Thursday night game. This is the game everybody in the country's talking about right now.
Game of the week.
Game of the week, Carolina versus Chicago. Snooze fest. The guest is winning. The guest is at 103 wins. Andy's at 100, and I'm at 96. I've never lost this whole thing. I'm either first or second.
Are you going to start pressing now, or are you just going to take solid picks?
Just keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay. Keep falling further behind.
I did. Last week, I did a lot better. Last week, I did 10 and 5. I had 2 weeks in a row that I was absolute trash. One of them was traveling, so I was kind of distracted. I was 10 and 5. Andy was 11-4, and the guest was 8 and 7. So we made up some big time there. So, anyways, Carolina, Chicago. The guest is winning, so you go first, Logan. So who do you got?
Carolina.
3 points, so that's basically home field. Is Bajent playing again?
Yes, he is starter. I listened today on a radio station. It was one of the NFL insider deals. They say he's going to be the starting quarterback the rest of the year, they think.
And then
they're done with Fields.
And then Duke, or that Mays kid.
Whoever they draft. Now, I don't know how true that is. They said, excuse me, they're going to start him the rest of the year. Will Levis is going to start for Tennessee the rest of the year.
Yeah, they've already said that.
And they think that Aiden O'Connell's going to play the rest of the games for the Raiders all year.
Yeah.
And there's somebody else going to play their starter. That's what the Redskins did with Sam Howell. It's not maybe a bad idea, but Justin Fields
out of a job
would make a good running back.
Okay, give me Carolina. Sandbagged enough.
They're playing in Chicago.
They are.
I'm going to go Chicago.
One for me and Yoder.
Okay. Indy at New England. Indy's favored.
Indianapolis.
No, this is in Germany.
Okay, well.
I am going to go Indy.
I think Indy's the best team, so I'm taking Indy too. Gardner Minshew's better than Mac Jones. I mean, let's go by quarterbacks. That Paget kid, I think, is a better quarterback than the number one pick in the draft. I don't think he hasn't been very impressive.
Who's Pageant?
The quarterback for the Bears.
Bajent.
Is it Bajent?
Bajent.
How do you spell it?
Bagent.
I thought it was P.
B. That's why you couldn't find him on waivers, Jeff.
I think it's P as in Paget.
It is not. It is B. As in Bajent.
It's B.
I think y'all are both full of shit, but okay. Okay, Houston.
He was on my fantasy team.
Houston at Cincinnati. I think this is going to be a lot closer game than people think.
Your pick, Yoder.
Cincy.
Cincy, that's my lock.
I'm going to take Cincy, but I think it's going to be a close football game. C.J. Stroud is really good right now.
He is.
New Orleans at Minnesota.
I think I got him.
I got to pull for New Orleans all the time. Me and Logan Buehler have a $500 bet that they don't make the playoffs because he hates Derek Carr.
And the Falcons are in right now.
No.
Yes.
New Orleans is right now.
No.
Yes, they are. Look it up. You want to argue with me on this?
You wanted to argue with me about fucking Bajent.
If this is shit, I know.
Oh. So what's the game again?
New Orleans, just look at standings right there. There you go.
No, but what's the game? And I can go ahead and do my pick.
New Orleans at Minnesota.
Who's starting for Minnesota? Is it Dobbs now?
He's going to be their starter the rest of the year, too, probably.
Give me Minnesota.
Who'd you take?
Minnesota.
Okay, I'm taking New Orleans. All right, Andy, go down to the NFC South. Saints.
Oh, they're a game behind.
Yeah, I tried to tell you that, but you don't listen
The
to me, buddy.
Falcons, I think I heard, have the easiest schedule going throughout.
They the last 2 years, the Falcons find more ways to lose games than anybody else in football.
They got
It's like Phillip Rivers is their quarterback in the fourth quarter, and it means it's something. Or Matt Stafford when he played for Detroit in the fourth quarter, and it meant something. Find a way to fuck it up every time.
so yeah, it's to end the season. Saints, Bears, Colts, Panthers, Bucks. Jets will be a tough one.
Yep. Okay.
Are the Saints favored?
This week?
Yes.
Yes. New Orleans is the favorite.
That's my upset.
Minnesota's your upset. Okay. All right. Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
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 Taking Pittsburgh too. Jordan Love's done.
Yep.
I think that was that 1 year deal. He got 5 years making really good money. He'll be out of football. He'll be a backup at Oakland next year or somewhere, Las Vegas, or the hell they are, Mexico City, wherever the fuck they move to next. And I think he's done. Tennessee at Tampa Bay.
Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee, and that's my upset.
Tampa Bay.
Okay, San Francisco at Jacksonville. San Francisco favored on the road.
Jacksonville.
Ooh. I'm taking San Francisco.
San Fran.
I'm going to write that ship now. Cleveland at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
It's going to be a good game, I think.
Baltimore.
I wrote down Cleveland, but I want Baltimore too. See if Deshaun gets his massage king gets going off the couch today. Atlanta at Arizona. Atlanta's favored in Arizona.
Atlanta.
I'm gonna take Arizona.
Murray's not playing, right? And neither
I
is
think he
James
is
Conner.
playing. I think he is. I think both of them are playing.
Give me Arizona just because it's at home. Tough matchups this week.
Detroit at the Chargers.
Game of the week. Fantasy game of the week.
Detroit.
Locking it in?
Nope.
Feel that confident? Nope.
I'm taking Detroit also.
I am going to take the Chargers. One of these days.
The worst.
One of these days.
The worst coach in football.
Potentially. I mean, not a very good quarterback.
If you
either.
owned the Chargers, would you be comfortable with him as your coach? And would you be comfortable with Justin Herbert? When you could trade Herbert for a shitload of stuff right now. You could probably get 3 first-round draft picks for him. What would you do?
You're not going to get a better quarterback, though.
That's the problem. I agree with you there.
He's a top
talent-wise,
15 quarterback.
but he
yeah,
should
on
be
paper.
on
paper.
But he should be a top 5.
Should be.
I think he's
But-
got something between his fucking ears that don't work.
I don't know if his. I watched a little bit of the game against the Jets, and he was always under pressure. Like the times I've watched him, and I've never. So I've been playing fantasy football a long time, right? This is my first year having Justin Herbert on a team. I've never felt in a position where it's like Justin Herbert's going to light it up. Like
No.
I've had Rodgers before. I caught the tail end of Andrew Luck's career. You know, I've always had a quarterback where it's like
He's good for 25 points tonight at least.
easily, and not this year with Justin Herbert.
He's off and on. He was the number 1 fantasy scoring quarterback a couple weeks ago. I don't know if he is anymore.
You know who leads the league in passing yards?
Probably C.J. Stroud.
Sam Howell.
Does he really? I did not know that. He's been an exciting quarterback because he's a good fantasy quarterback because they suck and he's got to throw the ball.
Well, he's fun to watch. Fun to root for.
I think he's got a lot of talent and upside. A lot of people
He's
don't
got that
like him.
dog in him, Jeff.
He does.
Got that dog in him.
He reminds me of a young Brett Favre.
Well, yeah.
He
He's
really
gonna
does.
have.
He's a slinger.
He also leads the league in sacks. So
Well, he's got to learn how to throw it away sometimes.
I guess
Okay,
it's that gunslinger.
this is my lock of the century. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you got some money in the bank, if you got enough money in the bank to what your house payment is,
Oh,
you can pay your house off this weekend. This is the surefire lock of this century right now.
16?
There hasn't been a better lock in the whole history of football than there is right now. The team I hate the most, the Dallas Cowboys, are going to beat the living piss out of the New York Giants. This score could be in triple. This could be a 6-man football score if the Cowboys wanted it to. Dak Prescott could throw for 7 touchdowns. Tony Pollard could actually score a touchdown.
so start your Cowboys.
The Cowboys are a lock this week. The problem is it's probably going to be out of hand real fast, and they're going to be in
Bench everybody.
in the second half. It's going to be everybody else playing.
Yep.
The Giants, I think, are starting Joe DiMaggio or Mickey Mantle at quarterback for them today because they're out of everybody else in New York that was ever a famous athlete.
Tommy DeVito.
He's got a cool name, but he's not a very good quarterback. I don't know shit about Tommy DeVito, but Tommy DeVito is not leaving with a W on this. The Dallas Cowboys by 470 is my lock.
So it's 16 and a half. You think they cover that?
Oh, in the first 8 minutes of the game, probably.
You think so?
Giants are terrible.
Yeah, but the possibility of them being up. Do you
Giant,
take the over, I guess is what I should say. The line's
yeah,
good.
38 and a half. I'd jump all over that because the Giants can't score a fucking point.
Right.
And they have a really good defense, but their offenses, Dallas is going to play on their side of the football field the whole game long.
Like the over and under is 38 and a half.
And the line's 16 and a half.
But I mean, the Cowboys could be 35 of that. Like they're
Easy.
they're banking on the Giants kicking a field goal here.
Do you think the Giants even score 10 points? With Tommy DeVito.
When do the Cowboys pull their starters? That's the question here.
Well, in the NFL, you're not going to pull nothing until it's 35 or more points till you're up
That's
by
what
35.
I'm saying.
Because I don't know. I don't think the Giants could score 35 points if played 10 times.
Right.
I really don't. They're horrible. Name a wide receiver on the Giants that's worth having. Okay, that was quick. All right. Name a player on their team other than Saquon Barkley that you would have in fantasy. Nobody. Darren Waller's a bust like he was. He's hurt, but he hasn't done shit all year long. Daniel Jones couldn't score at a whorehouse with a pocket full of money. They're bad.
It's true. I'm taking the Cowboys, by the way.
I figured everybody is. Are you going to?
Cowboys.
Okay.
That's my lock.
Yeah, mine too.
We really talked about that, but watch the Giants beat the
Right?
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Last time I come out and spouted off about how Dallas was going to win big
Screw it all up.
was Arizona. And Arizona lined up and ran it right at their ass all day. The only chance the Giants have to win this game is if they can run the ball for about 250 yards and to run Saquon right at them all day long. But the problem is they don't. Arizona's not very good either, and they beat Dallas. And the Giants have a good defense. I just don't. Dallas is just so much better than the Giants. Are just horrible.
Yep.
Giants might be the worst team in football.
They'll have a good quarterback next year.
No, they'll have a rookie quarterback next year.
Be better than Daniel Jones.
I would draft the kid from Oregon.
Bo Nix.
That's who I would draft. That's my favorite player coming out. Okay, Washington at Seattle.
Seattle.
Andy?
Give me the Commanders. That's my upset.
I sure want to go for Hail to the Chief. They traded off Sweat and Young. And they were really good on defense. They were decent. Seattle I'm going to take Washington too because Seattle just does not look very good. Geno Smith is looking like Geno Smith from back in the day that went through about 10 teams.
Right.
So I'm going to go the same way. Okay, Jets at Las Vegas. They are ripping Zach Wilson on radio today big time.
Poor guy.
Poor guy, hell, he banged his best friend's mom.
Do you think that Rodgers really tore his Achilles?
Huh?
That's a conspiracy now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he fucking tore his
That
Achilles.
Rodgers
He's a gamer.
ever since his ayahuasca retreat, he has been anti-science. And he is wanting to kind of rub his finger in the eye of science. And one way of doing that is having an Achilles tear and beating what science says you should be able to do.
Yes, I think he tore his Achilles.
I do too, because
They put $40 million into him. He took a pay cut to win. He loves his teammates. He's on the sidelines. I think he tore his Achilles.
I think because if you watch that video, his calf pops, and I don't understand. You can't fake that at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
No, he tore his Achilles.
Like you can see it strain, and then you can see it pop up. So this whole, I think it was Dan Lebitard that started it.
Well, Dan Lebitard and Keith Olbermann are on crack.
So I don't know, but I am fully in the camp of he tore his Achilles. I just don't know how you would fake the video. I mean, you saw the same thing out of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Now the Jets are going to be another team that's going to have a top 10 pick. They're probably going to go and sign a couple of free agent offensive linemen and build a line, and they'll probably be really good next year. They've got a great defense, and they got some good talent around them. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, they got some talent.
Yeah.
I think that they're gonna beat Las Vegas, but Zach Wilson is not very good.
No.
I'm actually surprised they didn't try to go get Mike White from Miami. He was really good last year for them when they needed him to. Okay, I'm taking the Jets. I'm sorry. Who's your team?
Las Vegas.
That was Las Vegas.
Vegas. Squeaky wheel game for Devontae, unless Rodgers tells him how to. You took Vegas also?
No, I took Las Vegas. I took the Jets.
No, you didn't.
Andy, guest, Jeff, Jay, Jets.
Oh,
Jets,
it looks
Jets.
like LV next to me.
That's LV. LV. You took LV.
No, I didn't. I took the Jets.
Oh, well then you didn't. Okay, you took the Jets also. Okay. All right,
Didn't
I'm
I
sorry.
take the Jets?
You said Las
He
Vegas.
said Las Vegas.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, I meant the Jets. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, see there. So I deal with shit all the time like this.
No, I wanted the Jets.
Monday Night Football.
Another bad one.
Denver at Buffalo. Josh Allen will have 400 yards of offense probably.
I don't think so.
You don't? He's always good when it counts.
I think this is a
these
trap
games.
game.
Okay, well, so you're taking the Denver.
No, I didn't say that. I just don't think
okay.
that it's going to be a layup for Buffalo. I've not been impressed with Buffalo.
They're another team. I think that their window is about closed.
I've not been impressed. I'm taking them in this game, of course, but I've not been impressed.
Buffalo.
Yep.
I think that it's going to be Buffalo also. I have no faith in Denver or Russell Wilson at all. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of big changes in the NFL next year because teams are going to have to. Do they stay with Russell Wilson one more year? I wouldn't.
On paper, he's better this year than he was last year.
He was fucking suck last year. Last year he swallowed. This year he just sucks. There you go.
All right, that's week 10. I got to get out of here and fix my grandparents' TV. So
Andy's the cable man. If you have any TV needs, feel free to call Andy, please.
this should be. The problem is, YouTube TV logged him out. I don't know if I have their login anymore. He called as soon as he called me. I knew it was a technical issue. I could tell by the tone of his voice that we had a TV issue, and he said, "Watched it this morning, turned it off, came back, it was logged me out." So, on paper, it's an easy fix if you can remember all the login information.
Why don't you just write it all down for him? First of all, I'm gonna say this: why don't people past the age of 57? I'm 55. It gives me 2 years. Have the same login and password for every freaking thing you do.
Well, sometimes it won't let you. You got to have a capital, or you got to have like there's some places that you have to have a character, like a hashtag or a money sign.
So I have the same password for everything. Big
Well,
Cop Johnson.
I try to have the same password, but sometimes it just doesn't let you. I think I remember their password. I thought I had it in my phone. I was going through it, but
I bet you this today when you leave, you write it all down.
no luck. I thought I wrote it down before.
You told me last time you did because I remember when you had this issue last time. And I said,
I
you
need
write
to-
everything you done? You said, yeah, I've got everything wrote down for them.
I need to do a sticky note on the back of their TV.
That's a really good idea.
That way, when it all goes to shit, they can either look at it or I can go over there and look at it.
The life we are living right now is not fair for older people
It's really not.
because we were in Buffalo at the airport, Rochester.
Yeah.
And we went to order, and they have the little barcode on the desk or on on your table. Just do that, and they get you and you order online with your phone, and then they bring it to you. How the fuck somebody old? They're gonna fucking starve to death.
Most people have a lot of old people have like a jitterbug phone. They got a flip phone. They don't even have an iPhone.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they do.
I'm halfway decent technologically. Fuck, I almost starved to death in that place.
Yeah, you had to do your own order. You had to QR code it, and then you had to input what you wanted.
And then the guy hollered from around the bar 8 feet away. Did you want fries with that?
Yeah.
Would have
That's
been a
why-
lot
Would have
easier
been a lot
if you
easier if
just
you just wrote the shit down.
taking out that old fucking pen and paper
Yeah.
like they've done for 100 years.
And then you paid for it on your phone too.
Yep.
Apple Pay. And pay for it. And I don't.
I feel bad for
and
old
coming back
people.
from the country, and we come in from like Mexico, same fucking thing. They just they're making it hard on old people.
They are. Unfortunately. All right, I got to go be the cable man. Thank you everybody for listening. This is week 10. Goodbye.
That was almost painless, wasn't it?